Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are going to be doing some baseball betting summary shows with Doug Upstone all baseball season long, taking a look at all the different divisions and looking at the futures odds. And today is Monday, May 5th, and right now we're going to take a look at the divisions in the American League. Doug Upstone, thanks for being with us.
Hey, Peter, my pleasure to be here. I actually had to check my calendar because normally you and I, we don't get together till September on this stuff. And here we are, the first part of May. Holy cow, this is a big switch.
Yeah, well, we know how great you've been in football over the years. Are your insights that astute in baseball as well?
Well, I sure hope so.
Actually, to be honest, your opinions in football were so accurate. I don't see how your opinion in baseball could be that accurate. But if they're anywhere close, we will be very happy. All right, we're going to start with the American League East right now. AL East, not a very good division. Overall, there's only been one team so far that's been profitable, and that's Baltimore. They have an ROI of about 6.5% on the year. Every other team is a negative. Boston is way down there, minus 16%. Toronto has not been good, even though they have a pretty powerful offense. They have a terrible bullpen. Baltimore, you think they're going to continue to be profitable in the near future?
I think they're 50-50 at best.
Yeah.
To stay there. And you look at this whole division. One of my favorite statistics to follow is runs scored and runs allowed. Mm-hmm. And Toronto is actually the best team in the division at exactly 0. Everybody else is negative. So that tells you, as you mentioned, how weak this division looks like it potentially certainly could be. And Baltimore won 93 games 2 years ago and was a plus 38 units. But then was the year they were 31-10 in one-run games, which just doesn't happen. This team just, at least so far, their starting pitching's been weak. They're not hitting many home runs, especially compared to the past. I'm not saying to play on or play against, but I think they're just kind of mediocre.
All right, what's your take on Toronto? They're kind of an interesting team. They do have a pretty powerful lineup. Their bullpen is the second worst. They have the second worst bullpen ERA in the American League. So they have been an unprofitable bet. They have been a good over bet on the year, though. They're over 60% on their overs, both at home and overall. What's your take on Toronto? You think they'll continue to be a good over bet, and do you think that they will start to become a little bit more profitable than they have been?
I think the over bet, is more the key there because you look at their starting pitching. It frankly it just isn't very good. You don't have a lot of power arms, so they're not getting a lot of strikeouts. They walk too many batters, so I think there's some issues there. And as you said, their bullpen's been wildly inconsistent and not really any particular area. If a guy comes in early, he doesn't necessarily pitch well if he comes in the 6th inning, and then they've had problems on the closing side. The other thing with their lineup is that it's, again, same thing, very consistent. It's a home run oriented team. So there's going to be, highs and lows. They're going to, really affect how people would look to bet on them. And obviously, if they're hitting, look to play overs. If they're not, probably just pass on them.
All right, so maybe we look to continued overs from Toronto and maybe look to a bet on or against them with a run line. Take advantage of some of that volatility, right?
Exactly.
All right, and then before we move on, Boston. Look at this, Boston, minus 16% ROI. That's number 26 in the baseball money standings. They do have the number 2 bullpen ERA, though, in the American League. What's your take on Boston? Do you think they're going to continue to be a bottom 5 bet in baseball?
Well, their offense has to come around. I mean, that's really, I think, the key to them, and it has not to this point. They took the series against Oakland over the weekend, so that was a positive trend. Mm-hmm. Their starting pitching, for the most part, it looks pretty good, but it's one of those things that keep seemingly finding ways to lose games. And this is not a big surprise from any team that's a World Series champion. I mean, you just don't carry it over year after year. I'd say Boston will improve, but they're not going to be nearly the team that they were last year.
All right, so overall, what should we advise people when it comes to the AL East? We've got Toronto overs. Is that what we like?
Yeah, I would say Toronto over. I'd say Boston, look to see if they start to hit. The Yankees, to me, are a 50-50 bet most nights. And beyond that, Tampa Bay showing a few signs of coming around, but that's only going to happen if their pitching staff comes around, and I don't see that happening because they have too many guys lost to injuries.
All right, thanks, Doug. Now let's move on to the AL Central.